Good morning children, welcome to the online class. Today we are going to see the geography lesson, fourth lesson Hydrosphere vision. First we revise the 2 more questions. Answer the following in brief. First 2 mark, what do you mean by the term hydrosphere? That is page number 192 under the heading hydrosphere. The earth is called the blue planet as it holds water in abundance. Our earth looks like a blue planet. Why it looks like a blue planet? Because abundance of water available on earth. So it looks like a blue planet. When the astronauts viewed from the moon, when they landed the moon and they were viewing the earth from the moon, it looks like a blue ball. Why it looks like a blue ball? Because abundance of water available on the earth. So it looks like a blue planet. As it holds water in abundance and thus stands unique among all other planets. Here plenty of water available, so it is different from all other planets. Water is important for the living beings. That is why, because of the availability of water, the earth is suitable for living organisms. Other planets are not suitable for living organisms because there the water is not available. So it is more indispensable for the living beings. It is available on the earth. It is available abundance. So it looks like a blue planet. Then the next question: what is hydrological cycle? Hydrological cycle. Same page number 192. Hydrological cycle heading. The earth's water is not static, it is always motion. This continuous movement of water on above and below the earth's surface is called hydrological cycle. The water gets into the ground, that is stored below the ground. There the stored water form the water table. That water table, water always in motion, moving. It is always in moving, upward, downward, and sideward. It is moving. So it is known as the motion of this underground water is known as hydrological cycle. The earth's water, that is the water below the earth, the water table is there. The water is stored. When the rain falls, a portion of water goes into the ground through the pores of the soil and stored there and form the water table. That water is not static, it is always moving, the motion, always in motion. There is a movement. The continuous movement of water on above and below the earth's surface is called a hydrological cycle. Then the next question: mention the various relief features of ocean floor. Based on that depth of the ocean, that ocean floor is divided into six. That is named based on the depth of the ocean. That is continental shelf, continental slope, continental rise, deep sea plain or abyssal plain, oceanic plain, deep and ocean ridge. Like this, based on the depth of the ocean floor is divided into 6 major leaf features. These are all the major leaf features of the ocean floor. Continental shelf, the shallow part. That means not very deep. Not very deep. From that shallow there is a slope, steep slope in the ocean floor. And continental rise, ups and downs are there in the ocean floor. Deep sea plain, deep sea. Then sudden down, there is a deep sea plain or abyssal plain. Then oceanic deep and oceanic ridge. Ridge means narrow, deep, narrow, deep. That is ridge. Long, narrow, deep is known as ridge. These are all the characteristics of this, some of the relief features of the ocean floor. Then the next one is, what are the factors that generate ocean currents? Ocean currents. Ocean currents. There is a movement of ocean water. It is fast flowing. There will be a fast flowing. The two types of ocean currents are there. That is warm current and cold currents. Warm current and cold currents are there in the ocean. That there will be a fast flow in the ocean. That is ocean currents. Fast flow of ocean water in the ocean. That is ocean currents. That is two types. That is warm current and cold currents. What are the factors that generate ocean currents are? Earth's rotation because of the rotation of the earth. Rotation. The earth has two movements, rotation and revolution. Rotation is a fast movement of the earth. It causes the day and night. Within 24 hours it completes on rotation. That is a fast earth's rotation. Prevailing winds. Wind, surface of the earth, surface of the ocean, wind is blowing always continuously. Prevailing wind, differences in temperature and salinity of ocean water. These are all the factors generate ocean currents. These are all the main three factors generate ocean currents. These three factors generate the ocean currents in the ocean water. That is movement, fast movement of the water in the ocean. Write a brief note on sea waves. Brief note on sea waves. You can see if you go nearby ocean, Indian Ocean is there. You can see the continuous ocean waves. Continuously the waves are coming from the ocean. That is mainly because of the wind. Force of the wind. That is page number 195. Waves getting. Of all the movements of the ocean, sea waves are considered to be the strongest. The sea waves are the strongest, one of the strongest movements of the ocean. More motions are there. Always the water is not moving because of the prevailing wind. The surface of the ocean water always moving, but one of the strongest movement of the ocean is sea waves. Sea waves are ripples on water caused when winds blow. When it ripples, it is fast. Continuously, these waves are coming from the wind because of the force of the waves, force of the wind. Ripples on water caused when winds blow over. Blows over the sea. The height of these waves depends on the speed of wind. sometimes huge waves will come, so sometimes small waves will come. That the sea waves, you can see these two types of waves, medium waves, high waves and low waves also there. That depends upon the force of the speed of the wind, its duration and the direction from which they blow. Sometimes waves are also caused by tremors felt on the ocean floor. Such waves are quite destructive and called tsunami. Tsunami waves. Tsunami took place the year 2004 because what is the reason for the tsunami waves? Earthquake took place in the ocean floor, in Indonesia ocean floor. There was a strong earthquake took place. In the Richter scale, it recorded about 8 point something in the Richter scale, so it is huge. So it caused the huge waves that was destructive waves. It caused for the destruction of so many lives and property, so much of lives and property. That waves are called tsunami waves. Ordinary waves, due to this speed of the wind, huge and medium and small waves will come in the ocean. But sometimes it happen caused by tremors when the ocean floor shakes due to this earthquake. The ocean floor, that time the tsunami waves takes place. That tsunami waves means more destructive, that causes the destruction of life and property. Then give reasons for the following. The northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere are called land and water hemispheres respectively. Northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere are called land and water hemispheres respectively. Page number 193. Page number 193. The globe, two hemispheres are there, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. That northern hemisphere holds 61% of land, whereas the southern hemisphere holds 51% of water. It is because of this pattern of land and water distribution. The northern hemisphere is called as land hemisphere and the southern hemisphere is called as water hemisphere. The northern hemisphere holds about 61% land, whereas the southern hemisphere holds 81% of water. So the southern hemisphere is more water, more percentage of water available. The northern hemisphere is more percentage of land available. So the northern hemisphere is called land hemisphere and the southern hemisphere is called the water hemisphere. Northern hemisphere more percentage of land, southern hemisphere more percentage of water. So the northern hemisphere is known as the land hemisphere and the southern hemisphere is known as water hemisphere. Continental shelf provides good fishing ground. What is the reason? The continental shelf provides good fishing ground. Continental shelf, it is one of the features of the ocean floor. That continental shelf enables sunlight to penetrate through the water. Shallow water body found in the continental shelf, it allows the sunlight to penetrate into it This encourages abundant growth of grass, seaweeds, and plankton. The sunlight which penetrates into the continental shelf enables the growth of grass, seaweeds, and plankton. Hence, these zones become the richest fishing ground in the world, because this food which is useful for the marine life found abundantly in the continental shelf. Here we can find more fishing grounds found in the continental shelf. Example, Grand Banks or Newfoundland, example of continental shelf. There more fishing grounds are found there. Why here more fishing grounds are available? Because that the food of this marine life found abundantly in the continental shelf. So here we can find the more fishing grounds. Now I have completed 7 2-mark questions. That is, answer the following briefly 5 and give reason to totally 7 2-mark questions I have revised. You study all these 7 2-mark questions. Remaining we'll see later. Okay, thank you.